Oh my god, Bert, Nintendo is being anti-consumer again. Help! Send help!
I just wanted some sauce on those zingers.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. A couple shameless plugs first. First and foremost, make sure you subscribe to Rich Tomorrow. Also leave a like and a comment. It helps out in the algorithm. Secondly, I have an ASMR channel called Tech25 ASMR, and I just uploaded a new video talking about my previous holidays and tech I got throughout there. It's actually interesting. There's things that I even forgot about that I remembered while making the video. So make sure you go check out Tech25 ASMR. I'll have a link to that below in the description and top pinned comment. And this Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I will be suffering through playing Pokemon on the Switch 2 because my audience requested it. So it'll be fun for you, but not for me. Make sure you go check out that too. I'll have a link to the scheduled stream below in the description and top pinned comment as well. So Metroid Prime 4 is a game that people have been waiting for a very long time. It was first announced, I believe, in 2017. And it's doing decent. As you see, the Metacritic and user scores aren't bad. But it's not the game that many people were hoping for how long we've had since a Metroid Prime game was brought to the market. Like, it's still generally disappointing. It's good, but it's not mind-blowing where people were hoping it was going to be mind-blowing. But it seems that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond can't get out of the grasp of Nintendo's very anti-consumer practices that they've been, ever since the Switch 2 has been launched, that they have been more than happy to dole out to its consumers with games that are way too expensive. Mario Kart World felt like a shell of a game that they were charging $80 for. We also know about their absolutely ridiculous console bans where they could choose to ban your console if they see fit. If you buy a used game and they thought the game was actually ROM dumped, meaning that someone used software to rip the ROM off of there so they could, piracy, so that you could go on the internet, get that ROM. So say you bought a cartridge from somebody, this has happened, and you just wanted to buy the game used and put it in your Switch 2. Guess what? If Nintendo is like, oh, this game was watermarked and it was used for piracy and it was in your system, your console could be banned. The person who came on my show, who's a viewer of the show, Sean, his console was banned because they said he did something naughty while playing Mario Kart World Online. They wouldn't even tell him. Nintendo would not tell him what he did. If it was not for Target allowing him to do an exchange of his Switch 2, he would still have a useless bricked Switch 2 to this day that Nintendo bricked, and they would not tell him what he did. That Nintendo has been very anti-consumer. Then the Mario Kart Galaxy games, they released them both as a bundle for $70. Those originally came out for the Wii, and they were nothing more than a remaster that was up. The resolution was upscaled essentially. So yeah, Rich from the future here also forgot to mention game key cards, the games you get for the Switch 2, which actually don't have any of the game on them. It's just you put the cartridge in and then you download the whole game from the internet. People aren't big fans of those either. Just add that to the anti-consumer pile that Nintendo keeps on stacking up. Nintendo's been dropping the ball with how they treat consumers, especially this generation. They've always had that anti-consumer edge to them, or that streak in them, I should say, but now it's getting out of control. And Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is proof of that. They have music in an open world area because it has open world elements, Metroid Prime 4, behind a paywall. You either have to 100% the area or buy the music so you're not bored crapless in an isolated desert where there is no music. The game is $70 too. So anyway, this comes from Gamer Reactor. I'm going to read it to you, then we'll discuss. We're referring in this case to the desert section of Euros, which is explored on Samus's motorbike Viola. It's a section where you have to ride around collecting crystals and items, and doesn't it feel a bit too quiet? Now we know why. It turns out that the music in this area can only be unlocked as a reward for completing 100% of the desert exploration, which from what it sounds like would be painful to do, or by checking out and purchasing the Samus amiibo figure with Viola, officially priced at 29.99 euros or $30. So they are putting music, which should be in the game, which good game design would be if you're going around a barren desert that looks like a upscaled PS2 game running on a PS3. That music would be important. It should be there. No, Nintendo is putting music that should be in the game behind a paywall to get you to buy a product. So you either 100% it or cough up $30. This is Nintendo in 2025. Now, someone named Andre Seegers wrote this on X. I genuinely think it would have been at least 3 times better if they had some banging music behind it. But it just feels so vapid. And they show some gameplay where they would have, if you wanted to hear music, you would have to cough up $30 to Nintendo. Here is what it feels like without the music. Take a look. Oh my God. Listen, Elden Ring should do the same thing. Put Limgrave's music behind a paywall and you have to cough up $30 to hear it. What happened to Nintendo, dude? So this is just Nintendo again being anti-consumer with their products, not giving a crap about the consumer and going, hey, you want a full fleshed out game? Give us $30 more for music that should already be in there. Do you understand how insane that is? And the thing is, Nintendo right now, because the Switch 2 is selling remarkably well, it's already sitting at 10 million units sold, so Nintendo's like, hey, we could keep doing this anti-consumer stuff, which benefits our bottom line, makes what we're selling more profitable, and people will just keep throwing money at us. So think about it. What is Nintendo going to do in the future if they're seeing now that, all right, we could do these anti-consumer practices and people are still buying our slop? They're going to keep doing it. They're going to, and people are going to be outraged, but if they're selling units and moving units, that's all they care about. Nintendo is a corporation like any other corporation out there, and a corporation's main focus is to make profit. And if people are complaining but still buying the things that they're complaining about, Nintendo, like any other company, is going to keep pushing out those anti-consumer practices because they're not facing any repercussions for them. So this is Nintendo in 2025, and if you want them to change, vote with your wallet. This is Rich Tomorrow, signing out. Have a good one.